The Demon Slayer 2 roster may look obvious at first, but have you stopped to think about Gyoko? Yes, the lizard fish. Do we play inside the vase or only the final form? What about the Upper Moon 4? Do we get the emotions or just Zohakuten? Does Ramen Guy finally make it? All equally hard questions, and since Demon Slayer 2 is moving ultra fast, I mean the game was just announced, and it's already going to be playable at Jump Fest in just a few weeks, we are also going to be moving fast because we're predicting the roster right away. And this is harder than it may look at first, but we already have a very solid starting spot as they have already confirmed 30 playable characters. They have confirmed that we'll have everyone back from the first game. That's every base character, plus the demons that came out in the free update, and the Entertainment District DLC characters. Immediately, that is 25 characters, but if you ask Sega how many that is, they will say 31, because they count the Academy versions. In this house, we do not count the Academy characters. They play exactly the same as their regular counterparts. All they get is a new ultimate. If they don't play differently, they are character skins. That is the take in this channel. So 25 characters to start, and in addition to that, they've also confirmed that all 9 Hashira will be playable. Now 4 of them were already in the game, so we only gotta add the remaining 5. Gyomei, Obanai, Sanemi, Muichiro, and Mitsuri. And just like that, we have 30 playable characters, all confirmed already, so the prediction starts right here. And our first pick is actually going to be very easy. Genya. He was a prevailing character in Swordsmith Village, and since this game is covering everything from Entertainment District all the way to Hashira Training, there is no skipping Genya. I am adding him to the roster right away. Now, technically, there is a possibility of 2 Genyas making it to the game. We could have base Genya as well as Demon Genya. Personally, I think one character without the other is super lame. The appeal of Genya comes from both his unique weapon, the shotgun, and the fact that he can get demon powers by consuming them. Splitting Genya's gimmick in 2 could be a big mistake, but we'll see. The safe bet is that Genya will be a singular character. And just like Genya can get the benefits from being both a slayer as well as a demon, you too can get the benefits of your own country as well as any other of your choosing with today's sponsor, Surfshark, the perfect VPN. It's the only one that has reached the coverage of 100 countries, meaning you can browse the web as if you were on any of them. Whenever a show is blocked in my country, I just knock those borders down using Surfshark, and I fully unlock Netflix, Crunchyroll, or whatever I need to watch the show. And if you follow my link, you can get an extra 4 months for free when you sign up at surfshark.com/Globku. And if you do, you'll be able to use your account on unlimited devices. You log in and you'll never have to log out again, no matter the platform you use. PC, Mac, iPhone, Android, even consoles. Surfshark has an app on everything, and they also have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So you can try it out completely risk-free, and if it's not for you, just ask for your money back, no problem. Surfshark has sponsored many of my videos in the past. I have used this VPN personally for more than 2 years now, and I never got a single complaint. So go to surfshark.com/Globku to get 4 extra months for free. The link is down below, and thank you Surfshark for sponsoring this video. Now, between Demon Slayer 1 and 2, you may have noticed that CyberConnect 2 also worked on another Demon Slayer game, Sweep the Board. I know, a lot of people didn't love it, but you gotta look at that game because they used it to make Demon Slayer 2. And that game has added both Genya and Kanao as DLC after release, so you gotta at least ask the question, will Kanao be playable? There is a good argument in favor of it, which is her model is done. In fact, it's been done since the very first game. The problem is, everything she would do in game would be a spoiler. She hasn't really fought in the anime yet, so I think she's gonna be an easy pick for DLC once she finally has a meaningful battle, but for this base game, I don't think she makes it. Let's talk demons, and let's start making some hard choices. Gyoko has 2 very different forms in the show. In one of them, he hops from vase to vase, and the other one, he becomes a giant lizard fish. This is a tough character to develop no matter which form you choose. Now, for as much as I would love it, I don't think they're gonna do a transformation gimmick for this game. I'm very curious to see how they update the fighting system and how much they update the existing characters, but I don't think they will straight up do transformations. I hope I'm wrong, but for this prediction, that means that they either put both forms as their own playable character, or they gotta choose one. And I think for Gyoko, they are not gonna include both. They're just including the fish. Moving around as a vase person, that seems challenging to do in an arena fighter. I'd love to see it, but that seems hard. I can totally see them doing a boss fight against that form though. And because I don't think they will do transformations, that means the same principle applies to the Upper Moon 4. I don't think they will be a single character that goes from the emotions into Zohakuten. I think they are either 2 separate characters or they're only choosing one of them. And if they are choosing, they're gonna go with Zohakuten for sure. Even though his moveset is literally a boss fight moveset, I think players will want to play as the Upper Moon's most powerful form, so CC2 will make that work somehow. I mean, Zohakuten is gonna go in our prediction. The question then becomes, becomes, will the emotions also be playable in some way? I don't think each individual emotion is going to take a different character spot. We're not going to get 5 different characters dedicated to the Upper Moon 4 only, but we could see all of those emotions put together into a single character. You can imagine a certain combo brings out one of them, a skill brings out another. I think that is a possibility, and CC2 could probably pull that off. In fact, I've talked about it at length in a moveset prediction video I made like a year ago. Granted, I did have a transformation gimmick in that one. If you end up watching it, please ignore that, unless it ends up in the game. In that case, I am a visionary. So yeah, I think CC2 could pull off multiple characters in one, but then I also remember the Swamp Demon. That was a 3-in-1 character that we didn't get in the first Demon Slayer game, even though they made the model, they made a boss fight out of it as well, they just chose to not make that character playable. So whether the Upper Moon 4 emotions end up being a playable character or not, at this point, I think it's honestly a coin flip. And the coin says, yeah. Oh, there you go. You can't argue against the coin. He's in there. And still in the Swordsmith Village arc, there's one more character that people have been talking about. Yoriichi Type 0. Yes, the puppet. Now, the puppet will definitely be an event during story mode. We see a quick shot for it in the trailer. The model is also in Sweep the Board, and that has led to this very strong theory that it will be a playable character. Now, this is a complete guess at this point, so I can see some people predicting it as playable. I am personally not going to do that. But once again, I'm happy to be proven wrong. After all, that just means we get more characters. For my prediction though, Type 0 is gonna stay out of it. What I am gonna add instead is a new version of Tanjiro. That's right, a 4th playable Tanjiro. And this one, I can practically confirm already. I think they made a mistake in the trailer and kind of leaked this character early. The reveal trailer was supposed to be a story mode showcase for the most part. And so most of the moments are from story mode. You can see Gyoko getting hit by Muichiro's ultimate. You can see Zohakuten getting hit by Mitsuri. But unfortunately, that doesn't confirm any characters, since Demon Slayer often makes unique characters and movesets for story mode only. I mean, it's part of the reason why story mode just rules in the first game. But this first shot of Tanjiro, I don't think this is story mode. I think this is the new Swordsmith Village Tanjiro doing his ultimate. And there are 2 reasons for that. The first one is the background. If you're watching the anime, Tanjiro does this move in the middle of the forest. In the trailer, you cannot see a forest anywhere. In fact, he is surrounded by buildings from the Swordsmith Village. So I believe that he's simply doing his ultimate in a brand new Swordsmith Village stage. Not in the forest, as he would be if you were in a story mode cutscene. He's just playing versus mode in a new stage. And second, when he does this move in the anime, you can see his Slayer mark is active. You can tell because of the round edges on his forehead. The Slayer mark is round, the scar is very sharp. In the trailer, however, he's just got that spiky mark, which means that's just a scar, that's not the Slayer mark. And the game can do the Slayer mark very well, because if we look at a different point in the trailer, they show Tanjiro with a Slayer mark active. Meaning that this Tanjiro you're seeing here is a new Tanjiro doing an ultimate, and this is not a story mode moment. It's hard to confirm this at this point, but that is my running theory. New Tanjiro, let's add him to the roster because that is definitely happening. That said, I think a new Nezuko is something that's a bit more up in the air. Right now, there are 2 Nezukos in the game. One is controlled, the other one is rampaging from the Entertainment District. During Swordsmith, however, I don't think this Nezuko fits any of those 2 versions. She has the awakened powers, but she's completely under control. And she showcases some new moves during this arc, so they could definitely use those to make a new moveset. In fact, if you look back at the shot that we just looked at for Tanjiro's Slayer mark, look at Nezuko here. She's got the horn, she's definitely her demonic form, but she still has the mouthpiece. That's exactly the model they would use for a new version of Nezuko, so I bet that she is also a new playable character. Now, I know some people get upset by the amount of duplicate characters that anime games give us, but given how much this game changed when they added Entertainment District Zenitsu, or how different Wada Tanjiro and Hinokami actually play, I wouldn't be mad if this happened at all. They feel very unique, and at the end of the day, that's what matters to me. Characters feeling unique as far as their gameplay goes. I don't care what the skin is, I care how they play like. All of these characters we've added so far are from the Swordsmith Village arc, so you gotta ask, are we adding anyone from Hashira Training? And well, technically all the new Hashira are from that arc, but I do want to add one more to the list, and it is by far my hottest take that we have today. But before we add that final character, let's talk about some possibilities. First of all, Haganezuka. I love this character, I think we all do, and he's definitely proven that he can take a beating. Problem is, he hasn't done much fighting himself, so it's hard to imagine how he would fight. How does he attack an opponent? Like, I can't picture it. He just yells a lot. They could make him into a gag character. I'd be happy with that, but I don't think he's making it in. The old game's bosses could finally become playable. That is the Drum Demon, Swamp Demon, and Hand Demon. This last one might be tough because he's gigantic. But the other two are definitely a possibility. The reason why I think they would skip them though is because they don't really move any copies. By that I mean, no one's buying Demon Slayer 2 because they want to play as the Swamp Demon. And finally, just because he's the absolute GOAT, Ramen Guy. Where is he? Okay, it is time for my final character. My hottest take is Muzan. Specifically, Michael Jackson Muzan. And I know the Infinity Castle is coming and they're gonna use that for DLC, and for sure we're gonna get another Muzan at some point. But Michael Jackson Muzan is done. Moving forward, Muzan is gonna have a different form, and I think this is one of his most iconic forms. Like, this is their final shot of making this character playable. And making a moveset that pulls from all of his different appearances so far, I think would be pretty neat. An absolute boss character. And I know you think they don't have a lot of moves to pull from, but remember, they made Urokodaki and freaking Makomo playable. By comparison, Muzan is fine, okay? And this is my roster prediction. Compared to Demon Slayer 1, this means that they would only have made 12 new characters, but that's exactly how many characters they made in the first game at launch. I'm definitely hoping for more, but you know I like to keep my expectations low. This roster has 37 characters in total, but knowing Sega, they will count the Academy characters too, so that's another 6, and I bet they're gonna make even more Academy characters, so let's say they make another 7 characters. Suddenly, the roster has 50 characters. In fact, they just put out a tweet saying the game will have over 40 playable characters, so the math works out, at least so far. Crazy how that works, huh? Almost as easy as today's sponsor. Go grab those 4 extra months for free, the link is down below. And for more info on this new Demon Slayer game, check out this video right here. Click on my cat. Yeah, thanks for watching. Bye!